Modern art is not linear. It is born from the break with traditional values. It is marked by a revolutionary current, which implies not only an aesthetic renewal, but also an ideological and productive one, in the way that it transforms the activity of the artist and his product according to his time, to narrate and serve the reality that surrounds him, that includes his context, that of his people, and the species of his time. The previous idea comes from the libertarian impulse of the French Revolution that marked the poets and the direction they should take in their action, as was the case of Baudelaire who, with a rifle on his shoulder, joined a group of insurgents, or Jules Michelet's speech, who highlighted the imperative need to have the presence of the people in literary culture. In short, the French Revolution prompted the artist to change his conception of art and his role within it, because art and literature are seen as a mirror of his reality, and this would mean a change in his aesthetic production. That said, the following painter picked up the characteristic mentioned above in his realization, as he was a man who used his art to reflect reality. The man I speak of was named George Grosz. George Grosz was one of the most important artists of the Dadaist era. He was born in Berlin on July 26 of 1893 and died on July 6 of 1959. He studied at the Dresden Academy and the Berlin Academy of Art and Craft. He participated in the Imperial German Army in the First World War in 1914. It belonged to the avant-garde current, the New Objectivity, that evolved from Dadaism. Achievement 1. Exhibition in Cascais, Lisbon, Portugal. The exhibition is made up of a selection of the works that the IVAM has of the German artist, in which we can see his vision of German society in the interwar period. It focuses on the fierce and intense years of his artistic life before emigrating to New York. 2. George Grosz, from Berlin to New York. Works from 1912 to 1949 at Kaizen Forum Palma in Spain. 3. Organizer of the first International Dada Fair held in Berlin in 1920. 4. In 1924, Grosz was appointed president of the Association of Communist Artists Road Coupe. 5. In the United States, he won various awards for his paintings. Likewise, he was also invited as a teacher and held numerous exhibitions. Some of his pieces of work. The commitment to reality was fundamental in this new way of making art. Inspiration had to come from that was lived, as Hegel affirmed. The artist belonged to his time, lives by his customs, and habits, shares his conception and representation. Furthermore, it must be said that the poet creates for the public and, first of all, for his people and his time, who have the right to demand that a work of art be understandable to the people and close to them. This conception of reality was in opposition to the Kantian aesthetic formalism, which is based on the transcendence of the sensitivity and rationality of the individual, before the ways proceeding of the universal laws. That is to say that the human being is free to propose universal laws for governing his life. or in this case, that the artist is free to produce what he pleases. Reason why I like his art. Okay, I like his art because it opens a narrative space for fleeting stories of popular life, because it narrates the life of modern man that can't be grasped in tradition nor in dreams, because the destruction of moral barriers and personal ties push the individual to narrate with perplexity the abrupt change in his life.